Hey there, all you cool cats and kittens. It's Ralph and Tyler back again with the R.A.T.cast.
I'm gonna fucking shoot myself. Oh. Yes, sincerely from Tyler to all the Discord kittens. Definitely. Wow, I was not ready for that as an opening. Alright, we're back at it. Fuck.
You didn't like that one?
I'm glad that you at least think of new ones to keep on making it so that every time we start one up, it fucking throws me off completely.
I gotta diversify.
Yeah, diversify your bonds, brother. Fucking.
Dude, Tyler and I just got back from Sunday Mass.
Yes. So unfortunately, I got my hair cut. Well, unfortunately and fortunately, it looks good, but unfortunately, since my hair is cut and it's no longer long, I wasn't able to get, the middle part by the priest in the there. You know why the two altar boys took their pants down and sat in the snow?
I feel like I've heard this one before, but finish it off for me.
They heard that the pastor likes to have two cold ones after service. Ooh, yeah. Nice. Fucking Christian jokes.
Sunday Mass, more like Sunday Mass grooming.
That's really, truly what no pussy does to a motherfucker.
It's just weird because, about half of those motherfuckers are allowed to get pussy gaudily, and then the other half, God says no pussy.
Yeah, that is kind of whack. I always wanted to ask a priest of the certain parts of Christianity that they're not allowed to have wives. I wanted to ask, do you still whack it, but then you just, remember it for your next confessional?
Dude, they whack it with holy water-based lube.
Oh my god. The holy lubricant. Holy shit. I mean, maybe there has to have at least been one priest in history that had a scat fetish.
Oh yeah, that's the law of numbers, homie.
Yeah. Do you think that, going with other laws, do you think that one of them was, really close in the 6 rings of Kevin Bacon?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
So, how... I need to educate myself on all of these things before I start making such philosophical questions, but I really do wonder about shit like that. And I think that the wonder comes in because I don't know, any of it. Fucking Kevin Bacon has how many movies under his belt?
It's
in, the hundreds, I think.
It's probably up there, yeah. He's pretty prolific.
He is. But there's a lot of times where he's been in movies that I just didn't even realize it.
Mm-hmm.
But I also didn't really know about him as a person before, as an actor.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of actors who I can recognize by face only, and I have no clue what their fucking name is.
There's that, and then there's a lot of times where, voice actors, I can pick up pretty clearly from other things.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some that I'll look through on the cast or something and go, oh shit, I had no fucking clue that's who that was.
What was it in? Michael Jones from Achievement Hunter has done a few anime dubs, and there was, and once I watched Achievement Hunter, and I watched those animes separately of not knowing he was in them because he played, I think it was Sting from Fairy Tail.
Oh, okay.
And I was watching Fairy Tail, and I was this was back when I was a wee lad, so I was still using dubs. Now I'm a mature man.
Yes, you are of the correct opinion now.
Yeah, but I was like, damn, that's Michael fucking Jones. Every time he popped up, he was some side character in another trash tier anime that I watched at one point.
I was surprised by There were some bigger bigger, if you were into like the internet, cultures of certain circles. For the fifth part for JoJo, I'm pretty sure Abakio was played by Mick Lauer, or Rice Pirate, from fucking like the Sleepy Cabin crew way back in the day. So it's kind of fucking, it's cool to see that shit.
Yeah, dude, fucking. Speaking of YouTube and internet culture, did you ever encounter Tariq Nasheed?
No, but that name sounds very familiar.
He was like, he's black dude, and he was like super against like, no, he was super for like having like a black revolution, and like he's like there was gonna be like there's gonna be a civil war. And he's like, he would call black people that were friends with anyone else, like white people and stuff, he'd call them all coons.
Oh my god.
And cause do you know the YouTuber Some Ordinary Black Guy? Or
No.
Not Some Ordinary Black, some random black guy, something like that. He's like going on and on like shitting on this dude. He's like a skeptic, the guy who was shitting on. He's just like a commentary skeptic guy.
Yeah.
And he was pretty chill, and like he had gauges, and he's like at one point, and getting my ears pierced made me remember this. He's like, he probably puts fucking dicks in those gauges and flaps his ears around.
That's so fucking weird that you would just be like, yo, wait, you're friends with people of another race? Well, I'm gonna start calling you slurs to our own race.
Yeah.
It's like fucking turning on team killing. Like, why would you do that?
He was nuts. I remember him because a lot of fucking commentary channels did videos bashing him because, you know, whack.
Yeah, there was that vegan guy that Leafy covered at one point.
Vegan Gains?
Yeah. He was a little bit out there. But honestly, that was a fucking wild era when Leafy was like on the top of the fucking charts.
That was like the golden era for commentary, because there were just like so many weird people that nobody had ever talked about before, and it was just ripe for the picking for whoever wanted to just be like, man, look at that guy. That guy's kind of weird.
Before that, I didn't like listen to podcasts very often, but like I brought it earlier, the fucking Sleepy Cabin, I used to listen to the Sleepy Cast all the time. And like they would have weird shit that they would talk about that was like out there and stuff they never, and some of it was more popular, but a lot of it was stuff that they brought from Newgrounds. Like they would talk about Chris Chan a lot. And I had never been under the Chris Chan rabbit hole. And so that was like, okay, it's really fucking entertaining to hear all this shit. But then when commentary stuff came out and it was getting really fucking big, that was like everybody's looking in the darkest fucking corners of YouTube to find weird shit.
Have you seen anything of Chris Chan recently?
No. The most recent was like a little of the stuff after the transition.
Alright, because I was probably the most recent video I've seen on Chris Chan was like probably about a year ago. It was a Muda video.
Yes.
And that was, it's just like, man, her life is just like whack. She was like, she fucking like, she was like speaking about like praying to OCs and fucking Jesus Christ is an OC. And I was like laughing, and I thought about it. I was like, technically wasn't wrong calling Jesus an OC.
No, technically not. Technically not incorrect. But like, so I'm gonna speak theoretically. If Jesus, because Jesus, whatever the real last name is,
of Nazareth,
was a real person. That they have like definitive proof of. I'm pretty sure he was a real person. So at the very least, he was a real carpenter. At the very least, imagine like if there was an afterlife, but he was not like the Messiah.
He was just Jesus the carpenter.
Yes, he was just Jesus the carpenter of the, because he was Jewish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you go up to Yahweh and he's like, you're just kind of chilling out one day and you're looking down and you're like, what the fuck is going on down there? And Yahweh's like, yo, dude, they think that you're my son. They think that you're my son and I sent you down. And they're talking about all sorts of shit going on. They're like, you got crucified for everyone's sins. And he's like, what?
That's like in fucking video games when you get a post-mortem.
Yes! That's probably how people like fucking like Dream and all them, when people write the fan fictions about them. That's probably how people have to feel about that shit, cuz like, now it's one thing if you make a fan fiction about like fake characters. Yeah. It's another thing when you're writing fan fiction.
Real people is a no-no.
Yeah. That's definitely, like, weird.
Also, imagine being Jesus the Carpenter, and you, after you're dead, you start popping off. Mm-hmm. Everybody's like, Son of God, we worship him, he died for our sins, he came back to life, all this crazy shit about you. And then you're just watching that up in the Sky Kingdom with, like, avid interest to see where your life goes. And then, like, thousands of years later, you became, like, a white dude, and then people are, like, using you to, like, for their own benefit to, like, justify their actions.
You think that's why he sent down Ewan McGregor? It's like, alright, fuckers, if you want white Jesus, here is white Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, he's, I don't know, fucking, yeah, like, Jesus the Carpenter was probably some, like, average, like, Middle Eastern dude. Mm-hmm. And now he's, like, a ripped white guy with, like, abs, like, in long flowing locks.
Have you ever seen the fucking, the Bible graphic novel?
No.
I have to fucking look that up and show that to you, because...
Have you seen the buff Jesus statue in Korea?
No.
I'll look up buff Jesus.
Okay, yeah, so we're going into the religious rabbit hole today, because there are some fucking great things. The Bible graphic novel is just as... It's pretty self-explanatory. There was that, and then wasn't there the Bible 2? Like, somebody had a fucking thing where they called it the Bible 2, and Jesus, like, rode dinosaurs and shit.
I don't know. I hope something like that exists.
I mean, it's not the same, but we got Jesus Christ Superstar. Oh, it's the Action Bible.
Oh.
That's what it's called. The Action Bible.
Do you want to see Korean buff Jesus?
Yes. Dude, Jesus is fucking shredded. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's fucking huge. It's like Dwayne The Rock Jesus.
Dwayne The Rock Jesus. Fuck, dude.
Just if you want to see it, just Google buff Jesus statue, and it's the first thing that pops up in images.
Look, this got the Christian Book Award. Look at that shit, dude.
Action Bible.
The Action Bible.
Fuck.
Like, oh my god. The battle begins, motherfucker, what?
Dude.
Look at that.
What arc are you in the Jesus manga?
Yeah, what... Oh, man. Dude, just fucking wait till you get to the Leviticus arc. It's fucking insanity.
Is it the Leviticus arc, the one where he kills the gays?
Yeah, Leviticus is all the fun punishment stuff for not being being Christian enough.
Did you watch the Bible anime in Hebrew with subtitles, or did you watch the dubs?
Dude, I would fucking love to have, like, Japanese, like, just hear, like, when people do, like, the buff Japanese guy or, like, the Yakuza type voice, hearing that, but with, like, Roman soldiers saying it as Jesus is, like, walking, and he's got, like, his inner monologue going on, and he's like, oh, man, this cross sure is heavy. Fucking... Oh my god. Oh, that's bad.
Dude, I want fucking some JoJo English where, like, Jesus is walking on the streets and he sees people, like, sinning and he's like, oh no!
Oh no! Oh! Speaking of JoJo and Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ was the first stand user. I believe he was. That's a part of part 7. Fucking. Oh, what's it called? I can't think of it. But basically after the whole world rewrite shit, and it goes back to Jonathan, but he's the crippled Johnny. Here, we'll look that up too. JoJo Jesus stand.
After witnessing just JoJo in general, this doesn't surprise me as much as it should.
Yeah, Jesus Christ is talking to Johnny Joestar. He was the first stand user.
That's
oh yeah, look at this. Look at that fucking panel. That's Jesus Christ.
Oh, dude. What an absolute legend. I would respect Jesus way more if he was actually the first stand user. That's my new headcanon for Christianity.
What if... How... Can stands have sex?
I imagine probably if they look humanoid enough or animalistic enough.
Can a human have sex with another person's stand?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they probably could have sex with it. I don't know if it would be reproductive sex.
Yeah, that's true. Now, my big question is, can a stand... Because stands can interact with things that other stand users don't... Like, they won't see it, but it still happens. Yes. They just don't know why it happens. Can a stand...
Are you trying to say that a stand assassinated JFK?
Now, I'm not saying that a stand assassinated JFK, but I may be saying that Jackie Kennedy tried to use her stand to fix things, and everybody was like, why are you just scooping up brains?
Sorry for interrupting.
No, it's all good. What I was going to say was even fucking dumber. I was going to say, can somebody else's stand get a non-stand user pregnant?
Are you trying to say that's how Jesus was made?
Yo! Is the big G-O-D a fucking stand?
God, homie, if you're listening, can we, retcon the Bible and replace it with the JoJo manga?
Oh my god, what if...
Dude, do you want to start a cult where we just replace the Bible with JoJo?
Yeah, dude. We'd get fucking shut down for copyright infringement.
Wait. But we could, can you change it to, the G to, the J to a G? Mm-hmm. JoJo with a G.
Can you get sued for that if it's for religious purposes?
If we're not making money from it, I don't think it matters.
So then the goal would have to be that we get it to be such a phenomenon that we don't necessarily sell products, but other people make products like it, and then we just kind of have an underground company that also sells the shady fucking stuff on Amazon.
Yeah, and then also we spell JoJo with G's.
Yes.
And we call it JoJo's Wacky Excapades.
JoJo's Wacky Excapades is our new religious book. If you're interested in joining our faith, leave a comment down below.
Leave your application in the comments below.
Yeah, we will... Are we going to have priests? Are we going to have monks? Are we going to have it be more of a... more cultish in stand... or not to say stand, but you know how there's different positions that mean different things, because there's there's priests, but there's bishops, then there's the clergymen, and
we're gonna have quizzes to determine your base position, and then the promotions are based upon merit.
Are we gonna have little tests that do your stats and shit?
Yeah, the mental stats will also be a quiz. The physical stats will have a physical fitness test going on.
We're also going to have an IQ test. Because we're going to not just have all this great religious stuff, but in order to pray, I think that we should have it so that we keep only intellectuals in our little circle. That prayer sessions always have Rick and Morty playing in the background. And then if they can understand the humor...
Well, that's how we nurture the young.
Oh, yes! We have them watch Rick and Morty that way that they start off with like a fucking 500
Max
IQ.
intelligence stat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Max that shit out. Get the most XP for your fucking kill.
Also, our base of operations, we're gonna acquire and run a local Chuck E. Cheese branch, and that will be our base of operations.
I want to do I want to do a VR Chuck E. Cheese, where you know how in go karts or like the bumper carts they have the thing that attaches to the ceiling. I want to have just like mega extension cords from the ceiling, and kids can just fucking run around in this big open lot that has nothing in it, but since they'll be in this fake Chuck E. Cheese, it'll look like it's an exciting place.
Are we, like, starting the Matrix here?
Yeah, we are. Our religion is starting the Matrix.
Alright. Now, how hard do you think it is to open a branch of Chuck E. Cheese?
It probably depends on the area, because wherever you start it, towns can just like say no to you buying something like a franchise or buying a property to set up a franchise.
Because definitely not in the immediate area of any of the nearby towns. But we should just go on an adventure to find the prime location and then open up a Chuck E. Cheese branch.
In the middle of like Nowheresville, Utah.
Dude, that works. Then we can have our 5 wives.
Yes!
We could be Mormons and run a Chuck E. Cheese.
We could be... Can we have our, like, be like, yo, we're gonna adopt, like, a lot of Mormon things, but we're also having our own separate religious beliefs? But, like, or we're just, like, we're keeping the 5 wives part, just register us as Mormons, that way it's legal?
I was gonna say, how big does your religion have to get before it's A, no longer a cult, and B, you're allowed to have your own laws, like having multiple wives?
I think you just hit a certain point and out of nowhere, Honda just mails you a Pope mobile, and then it's like, okay, you're good. That is the point at which you have hit it.
Dude, did you see when the Pope liked that ass picture on Instagram?
Yeah.
That's how you know the Pope's legit.
Well, there was that, and there was also like on Instagram they have all the like the e-girl like ads, and everybody was taking that and photoshopping it, and I was looking in and they'd be like, "Oh, look, the Pope liked another ass pic," and then it's a girl, and then it goes, her name is Susie Q, I love you, and it's like, oh, this is a fucking advertisement. You guys are shit. I don't want to.
There's only one girl whose ass was mighty enough to get the Pope to like it.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name, but she did indeed have a nice ass.
We don't remember her name, her face, or I think I could vaguely remember the picture itself.
She was in like a slutty schoolgirl.
Yeah. But
you could definitely find her if you just Google the ass pic that the Pope liked.
What really matters is that we remember the event went down.
Yes.
That is what truly matters.
Unless some bitch ass motherfucker is gonna be in the comment section talking about the Mandela Effect.
Yeah, the Mandela Effect and then the Thatcher Effect.
What the fuck's the Thatcher Effect?
Okay, the Thatcher Effect is something about like you look at an image and then you look at it again and something's fucking different. But everybody just kind of will put an image and it's like, look at these. Here's the Thatcher Effect. They explain it. And then it'll look like the video restarted, but they'll just take a new take of it. And then they just show different images.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't think I've ever actually fully seen the Thatcher Effect in effect.
I've never even heard of this dumb, stupid fucking...
Oh, I only heard it because of the number of fucking times that I've been sent TikToks by people that have TikTok, and I don't have it.
Wasn't there one chick that we went to high school with that was always on about the Mandela Effect?
Maybe?
I feel like I vaguely remember that.
I know that, maybe. I don't know. I feel like I talked about... There was a teacher, I think, that I talked to about the Mandela Effect. I think one of the art teachers used to talk about that, and I did hear a pretty bold claim that, I mean, I kind of can get behind, but it's also... somebody was like, yo, I'm glad that we have a name for something that's just a fuck ton of people all remembering something incorrectly. And I was like, you're right, but it's also like a little bit more to it than that. There's just a tiny bit more to it. Like the fucking Berenstain Bears?
Everyone was freaking out about that one. I was like, I don't give a fuck. We were kids. We were probably just pronouncing it wrong.
Probably.
Because, like, unless people were freaking out, like, they changed the spelling, because they were just freaking about the pronunciation, right?
Yeah.
All right, because if the spelling...
Well, no, it was the spelling.
Oh, because people were like, it was never spelled like that. And I was like, no, isn't it always spelled like that? Because I never freaked out, like...
I didn't, like, freak out, but it definitely was a fucking weird hit for me.
I never had that moment. I was like, no, it's always spelled like that.
So there's things like that, but there's also, have you ever seen the movie Demolition Man? It's a Stallone movie.
No.
Oh,
wait,
so...
Maybe.
It's him versus Wesley Snipes. And they're in the future.
Alright, I think I've watched part of it, but I haven't watched the whole thing.
So... There's, like, the whole thing with it is they're in the future. They don't have a need... Like, the cops don't, like, do anything because everybody's, like, super PC about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the world is fine. But then one guy, like, resuscitates a street thug.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, alright, I'm going to have him just kind of cause some havoc. That way our police force can, like, stop being bitches again. And so he revives Wesley Snipes. And then Stallone is supposed to be, like... the harder cop to, like, take him down since nobody knows how to take him down. But anyway, the thing that happened with the fucking Mandela Effect with that was that a lot of people were like, the one place that has a monopoly on everything was Taco Bell. And they were like, no, it was Pizza Hut. And so everybody was kind of, like, getting into a fucking fight over it. But then it turned out that the U.S. version was Pizza Hut. And the UK version of the movie actually had Taco Bell.
Oh.
So it literally just was the fact that in two different, like, whole regions, it literally was different.
Yeah.
That stuff happens a lot, too, where, like, something will go past the censorship in, like, different countries weird, and it'll just... Or, I mean, you know, not even necessarily censorship, but, like...
It was probably just their, like... advertising deal.
Yeah, and because I believe that those two are both part of the same, like, conglomerate anyway, so it's probably just whichever was popular in the country more.
Yeah.
There's also things like when you're doing subtitles for things, phrases that don't mean anything in different cultures, so you kind of have to change how it's read in order to make it more relevant.
Like fucking, what is it, idioms?
Yeah. One of the ones that was done in a similar vein, but to, like, to change the story as a whole was the one well, there's all of Evangelion, but Netflix's redo of Evangelion, where they, like, re-subtitled everything. There's an episode where there's a guy that, like... shows affection for Shinji, and he says in the original, he says, it's because I love you, and it's supposed to be like, Shinji knows now that there's somebody out there that cares for him, but people are like, one of the bigger things too is that since he's, like, a growing boy, doesn't understand love, he also doesn't understand, like, the sexual parts of love, and so it could be interpreted as he loves you as, like, you're my homie, or it's like, I literally love you, Shinji. And it's like, oh, that's part of his, like, he's growing up and he doesn't know himself, so maybe he's getting confused by that. But Netflix was like, fuck that noise. We're not even gonna let you interpret it like that. He changes it to say, you have my affection, Shinji, or something like that. Or you have my admiration. They, like, completely fucking dumb it down to nothing.
Yeah. Also, there's, like, I don't know, like 5 ways to say you love someone in Japanese. And as far as I know, except for, like, one of them, the rest of them can be, like, have misinterpretations.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's the whole thing they do in, like, anime is they'll, like, say it, and then the person they say it to is, like, they just take it, like, the loosest way possible.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, sweet, they just said they like me.
Yeah.
All right. And because, you know, they just said that one word, and that word could be interpreted in a handful of ways. If they had just said the one word that I know of, that literally just means love, you can't take this anyway else.
Yeah. And that's part of why it gets used like that, though. Is it's like, because it's part of the suspense. It's like, do they mean it this way? Do they mean it that way? Yeah. But then if you really, like, fucking, you have to jump through so many hoops to change a story like that. And of all the companies to do it, Netflix kind of seemed like the weird one. Because, like, they were the ones that were like, yo, we're not on national TV. We can have, like, gay and lesbian love stories because we don't have a fucking, like, broadcaster telling us not to.
We don't have a fucking network to deal with.
Yeah, so that was kind of bizarre that, especially for a show with, like, such significance, that they would just kind of go in and fuck with that stuff.
Netflix has like a pretty bad reputation with, like, it's weird because, like, there's, like, a handful of, like, Netflix, like, animes that, like, have, like, the Netflix original tag on them, where it's, like, this, and it's like, damn, that was a fucking good anime, and it, like, it wasn't, like, a Netflix original, it was just, like, they were the ones that, like, were like, alright, we'll produce this for you.
Yeah.
So, and those are bangers. And then the other ones where it's like, we're going to adapt it, or with Evangelion where they're just like, we're going to re-subtitle it. They just, like, drop the ball. Like, the fucking live action adaptations. Not great.
No. Fucking, we watched Death Note, and oh my god, it was bad.
Oh my god, it was bad. And fuck you, Carter.
Yeah.
For putting that on.
And fucking falling asleep
5 minutes into it.
Didn't even have to suffer through it with us. That was bad. Like, I don't know how you can so grossly misunderstand shit from something that has, like, so much source material to go off of.
Yeah, like it shouldn't have been that hard to just turn. What? It's only 12 episodes, right? The first.
Were there 2 seasons? I didn't actually finish. I didn't finish it, so I only, like, loosely knew some of the stuff going in, but
I'm pretty sure it's only 12 episodes.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been hard to turn those 12 episodes into, like, a fucking, like, a good 2-hour movie.
There's that, and also, like, one of the biggest things that stand out for me with shit like that I don't know why wherever they're producing these shows and movies do this, but it's an anime or manga written in Japan with Japanese people in it.
Yes.
Why do you make a white dude or a white girl the main character?
See, that doesn't bother me too much it didn't bother me too much in Death Note, because literally everyone was white. It's like, this is now an America thing.
Yeah.
That one was like, I was like, okay, you moved it to America. I can understand why everyone is white now. The fucking Ghost in the Shell movie, complete dog shit, by the way. I watched that. Scarlett Johansson, main character, she's literally the only white person in the movie. Like, it's set in Japan. Everyone else is Japanese. Her mom is Japanese. She's the only white chick. That one baffled me.
I actually did watch the original Ghost in the Shell movie because I was on a little bit of a kick for old animes. Because I watched, within like the same week, I watched that. I watched a little bit of Lupin the Third. I watched Akira. Akira's fucking phenomenal. Trying to remember what else I started watching at that period, but anyhow, that is a fucking absolutely dog shit decision by whoever made that, because yeah, you want, like, you're making a Ghost in the Shell movie, it's like you want to have some bigger names in it. There are like really big Asian like actors and actresses that are recognizable in other places. Fucking any time that I see the guy that plays Han from the fucking Need for Speed movies anywhere else, I'm like, oh my god, that's Han. I know him. It's like you do the same thing with other big actors. Like, yeah, I know you're Scarlett Johansson, but you're kind of in the wrong place.
Yeah. Either that or like, I don't know, like, not that it's any better, but at least make everyone else also white.
Yeah.
Because then it just, I feel like it just draws way more, like, attention to how out of place it is when everyone else is Japanese in the movie.
Yeah, and I guess, like, the other thing is that I understand that if they did it because Scarlett Johansson is such a big name, then it's like, yeah, that's dumb, but I can understand that reason. They didn't have any really big actors in the Death Note movie.
No, there was complete no ones.
And Light, the guy that plays Light, is a fucking tool. Like, almost everybody in that movie is just a fucking tool.
Yeah.
And I don't like to listen to them. It's
like, the Death Note movie kind of reminded me of, like, fucking, like, people trying to be, like, pseudo-intellectuals.
Yeah.
Like, look how big my brain is, and it's like, oh, look at all the problems in my life, but my brain is still so big even in spite of those problems. Yeah. I'm just an absolute genius.
And, like, that was the whole thing with the reasoning why he was, like, able to be so egotistical, was it was like, what he's doing is wrong, but it's actually working. And that was the big problem. It was like, he's taking shit into his own hands, but it's not like everything is going inherently wrong. It's just that, you know, somebody's playing God.
Well, that's another thing, is fucking, like, the entire cause of the conflict in the Death Note movie was just that random chick that's not in the anime.
He gets fucking pussy whipped.
Like, in the movie setting, if she hadn't shown up at all, he probably would have just gotten away with no problems for, like, at least a few years.
Yeah, and then when he tries doing the fucking smile, that was hard to watch.
I will say, I'm glad at the end he was, like, when she was, like, trying to fucking blackmail him into giving her the Death Note, he, like, had the whole setup where she got fucking annihilated.
Yeah.
And he was like, fuck you, this is my book.
Yeah.
Because if he had just, like, given her the book and died, or given her the book and they lived happily ever after, I would have probably smashed my TV, which was okay, because at the time I was using that, like, shitty $50 TV.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, that probably would have been an entertaining thing to do, is just beat the fuck out of that TV with that playing.
I really want to break something. I don't have anything good that I can, like, break. I suppose the best thing I could do around here when I want to break something is go chop a tree down.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is just toxic masculinity.
Nah, everybody likes to break shit.
That's true. Very presumptuous of me to assume that that's a guy thing.
Yeah, Tyler. Presumptuous of you to assume I'm a guy.
Fuck, what was I heard something earlier that was from, like, an English dub of something, but the guy says, like, oh, it's whores, I can't remember it now. He says something about guys that's, like, demeaning, something about girls that's demeaning, and then he says, and non-binary hoes. And it was a fucking awesome phrase, but I don't remember where it was or what the fuck he actually said. But non-binary hoes. I thought that was very tasteful.
Yes.
Not. I mean, because if you're gonna be inclusive, you got to be all inclusive.
Yeah.
Because there's there's a lot of things out there now.
Yeah. You never hear anyone talk about being semi-inclusive.
No, and he, although like when I look back on it, he didn't say anything about like giraffes, so maybe it's not as inclusive as I would have hoped. But
well, I mean, non-binary covers everything that's not man or woman, does it not?
you're asking the wrong human being. I am educated on some things, but I am not educated on that.
From what I've gathered throughout my days, I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone. This is one of the only times I'm actually going to be sorry saying that. If you don't identify as man or woman, regardless of being trans,
Yeah.
you're in the category of non-binary. I'm pretty certain.
Yeah. I feel
Yell
like
at
that,
me in the comments if I'm wrong.
I think most things though are not computer code, right?
Hey, Big G, are we made up of ones and zeros?
Big G, are we like if I take a red pill tomorrow, am I gonna wake up in that fucking goop and then have all the computers try to fucking plug me back in?
I'm pretty sure if you eat a red pill, you're gonna wake up tomorrow with just a really hard dick.
I thought those were blue.
I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm colorblind, Tyler. I'm colorblind.
Leave it to us to fucking not know what color the fucking dick pills are.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually seen them in person. I don't think I've seen them.
No, this shit's expensive.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're paying for such a big product. Those wipes I got once were like $12, and I thought there was like a big pack of them. There were fucking 3 wipes in there.
Yeah. Well, Viagra's expensive, and also it's like a medication that like 99% of the time insurance won't cover.
Yeah. I was gonna say, isn't it something that, like, is that prescribed?
I don't know if it's prescribed. I just know that you really can't get it covered under insurance.
Yeah. Which is a little unfair. But, I mean, one could argue that insurance should cover shit like pads and things.
And, dude, we don't have enough time to get into the American health system.
Every time that we bring up something that like leads back to government or like huge society America stuff, it really is like that, where it's like you do not have enough time to really get into the nitty-gritty because there's so much fucking wrong with it.
We don't have enough time, and between the two of us, I don't think we have enough perspectives.
No, that's also true. One of us needs to chop our dick off and just be a woman for a bit.
I was more thinking of like life situations, like living in different places and living in different financial situations.
Living with different things in different holes.
I mean, don't have one of the holes, but I've put things up my other one that I do have.
Listen, if you put like a gerbil up there,
why?
well,
why? What's going on?
they're the right size.
Is this a living gerbil or a dead one?
Which makes it more fucked up?
I mean, physically, it'd probably fucking, like, scratch and bite you if you tried to put a living one up there. Fucking ethically, a dead one's worse. Actually, no, because you're probably going to kill it if you get it up there.
But what if it doesn't die?
Then ethically, the dead one's worse.
But what if you put a dead one up there just so that you can feed a cat?
because then you can have a cat go up there and retrieve it.
Why are we putting animals up assholes?
What better use do animals have?
I don't know, man. Do animals have 10 different vibration speeds?
Is if you had a cat inside you, right? Do you gain the ability to always fall on all fours?
I don't think Sean's gonna like this.
Now, real question. In the Pokemon world, is bestiality illegal or is it legal? Or is it just like frowned upon?
I don't know, dude. There's gotta be some like lonely MILFs that will fuck a Machoke or a Machamp.
Oh, dude. Like, I'm sorry, but like, there are, if bestiality was legal in the Pokemon world, but like just frowned upon,
I'm still fucking a Gardevoir.
Do you know how many fucking weirdos would own a Muck? There are so many people in the world.
Do you know how many people? Do you know how much more expensive Dittos would become?
Dude, like, doesn't the Alolan Ditto have hair like fucking Tyler, the Creator, from that one song?
I don't know. I haven't seen an
You
Alolan
make my
Ditto.
earthquake. You make my earthquake. Oh, fuck.
Jesus Christ.
So, what if... Have you seen the 10 billion lions argument?
It sounds familiar. What's...
It's just, like, one of each Pokemon in the whole, like, all of Pokemon existence fighting against... It's either 10 million or 10 billion lions. I think it's 10 million.
10 million, definitely the Pokemons.
So, the thing is like... I don't know any feasible argument in which the Pokemon do not win, because there are Pokemon that are gods and in control of time and space and shit. Like, even if you took out legendary Pokemon, I feel like most, like...
The only argument you can give to the 10 billion is that the Pokemon become tired from just fucking slaughtering lions, and they get tired out, and then the lions win. But even still, my money's on the Pokemon.
There are also Pokemon that lions do not have anything that they could hurt them with. Like,
yeah, because they're fucking like made out of rocks.
Yeah, they're like Colossal is just a fucking, like, a minecart full of coal that spews fire out. Like, what the fuck are they gonna do against that?
I suppose, yeah, even if they do get tired, there's a few they can't fucking kill.
And, like, like, fucking, how many children got killed by the TV version of fucking Porygon? Like, imagine what a real-life Porygon could do to them. Especially, it's not Porygon Z. What was the one that was really fucked up?
I don't know. Dude, imagine a fucking... it sounds like you're making fun of someone, but Girder?
Yep. Girder. Yeah, just literally taking big fucking wood logs and shit and just smiting lions.
Well, wood logs, but when it evolves, bro, that's fucking...
Oh, yeah, it's a full steel beam.
It's a goddamn steel beam.
Yeah.
If that's to scale to a real one of those steel beams, that bitch can fucking kill shit fucking forever.
There was a Pokemon movie where I think there's a bunch of...
Oh, and ghost types.
Oh, ghost types,
How are they
true.
gonna
Yeah, they're not going
touch
to be able to
ghost
do anything against ghost types.
Because if a lion was a Pokemon, it'd be a normal type. So it can't fucking touch ghost types.
So, there was one of the movies, or I think it was the movie, but it could have been in the show. There was a bunch of, like, Mudkips or Squirtles or something that are, like, putting out a fire. And I think Plusle was doing... Oh, what's the fucking Helping Hand? And so, obviously, in the fucking game, Helping Hand is just like a 5-second animation. It's like, oh, it's cheering on the other Pokemon to help, like, raise its stats or whatever the fuck. But watching it do it, you don't know what the fuck is going on unless you know about that move, because it's literally like a big row of Pokemon shooting fire, like, shooting water out to get rid of a fire, and then Plusle's just fucking, like, arms pumping in there, like, woo, 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 woo. And I remember seeing the clip and I was thinking about it, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then they're like, oh yeah, he's doing a helping hand. I was like, I really don't know how else you could have animated that.
Yeah.
Because that really is kind of a hard one to tackle.
He's just going around patting all the other ones on the
dude,
back.
Just like, woo, let's go, dude, you got this.
Oh,
fuck. What was... I was going to bring up another Pokemon that would... If you did include, legendary Pokemon and stuff like that, like, Mewtwo already had a hard enough time not wiping out fucking humanity.
Yeah.
So, like...
That's another weird thing. It's like, in all the movies, it's like, oh, this legendary, he's like pissed off because somebody treated him bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he can fucking destroy the world. And then, like, Ash and all them become friends with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, alright, we're friends with it now. And it's like, they could, like, I don't know, do some cool shit with the legendary. But in the end, it's like, alright, we're friends. And then it's just, alright, bye. And then the movie's over. It's like, you could fucking, I don't know, have it, I don't know, stop world hunger or some shit.
There was one where the Pokemon like could vaguely speak to them and was trying to like do things based off of what they were saying. And I think this was around the era of May, I think. And it does something because it has like a funny haha, it misunderstood, and she goes, "Get rid of the problem," and it goes, "Get rid problem? Okay." And she fucking, like, the Pokemon sends May to another fucking dimension or something where, like, they can speak to her, but she's this fucking transparent being that cannot physically interact with them. So if someone was just like, get rid of the 10 million lions, and you'd be like, okay, and just fucking send it to a different plane of existence.
Yeah, 10 million, absolutely no chance for lions. 10 billion, there's a slight chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Pokemon got this all goddamn day long.
10 trillion, Arceus would just fucking, like, shut that shit down. He would be like, I'm not even gonna fucking joke with this. I'm restarting this planet. Like, I'm getting rid of it.
Yeah. Unless they would only win if the 10 million lions had Ash on their team.
Yeah.
Because then he could use the power of friendship to calm down the Pokemon army.
Fucking... I really like when people get super defensive over the argument of, like, can he beat Goku? I like when people get defensive over that, because it doesn't, like... Yeah, they're fun thoughts to entertain a little bit, but it doesn't mean anything. They're not...
Also, like... If you watch Dragon Ball, like, almost every enemy beat Goku at least once before Goku gets motivated, gets stronger, and then wins. So, like, the real question you should be asking is, can it beat Goku multiple times?
Yeah, can it beat Goku twice? Yeah.
Dude, that's another thing in fucking anime. Like, there's some, like, dumb, stupid tropes where it's like, ooh, I'm gonna be friends with everyone just cause I'm an anime protagonist.
Yeah. But
there are, like, some, or, like, I'm gonna be dense with all these women approaching me because I'm an anime protagonist. Some animes pick and choose between those, and they, like, build it well enough into, like, the character's personality that it, like, actually makes sense. Because, like, care if I talk about the last episode of Black Clover?
Oh, you're good.
Alright, so I watched Black Clover, I got to the last episode, and the whole thing is, like, he doesn't have magic, his power is he can, like, cut through magic with his sword, and he's kind of, and, like, fucking at the end, he's, like, the devil that gave him the power to cut through magic. He's supposed to, like, beat it in a fight and then, like, force it to serve him, but he beats it in a fight, and he, like, shakes his hand and is like, let's be homies. So instead of, like, a chain forming on its neck, they both get, like, little bracelets. And it's like, after watching that entire show, I was like, this is, like, one of the only characters where it's like, it actually makes sense that he friended the devil here instead of, like, owning it. Because, like, 9 times out of 10, I'd be like, fuck you. This makes no sense here. Why are you doing this? But with Asta and Black Clover, I was like, this is actually believable based off of his personality.
Yeah, it's kind of like Naruto and Kurama.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, Kurama's an asshole, but like he's also been trapped inside this kid for a long ass time. He's had years to see shit go down,
Mm-hmm.
and when you think about it, even though it's not actively every single episode like, oh, Naruto did this thing, what does Kurama think?
Mm-hmm.
He still has been in there with a conscious mind throughout the 16 years.
He's been spectating.
Yeah, he's been watching. So that makes sense. And then he also sees the fucking 8-tail, and he's like, oh, you're actually getting along with your Jinchuriki, so I guess fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
Because it's also like, really, there's not much else you can do. You can continue to be an asshole if you want, but really, like, it's fucking, yeah.
Might as well.
You might as fucking well at that point.
Yeah, unless the person you're inside of is also an asshole.
Yeah.
Then you might continue to hold out. But if not, I don't see the point.
Mm. And I feel like it's kind of a cool thing to see that I guess it probably would have got fucked up if they did entertain it more, but when Naruto talks to the 4-tail, I think it was Son Goku, talks to him, and he's like, oh wait, no, I'm mixing shit up. Okay, there was a whole thing about like Son Goku and being like, yo, but you're a Jinchuriki. Jinchurikis are all assholes to us. And they're like, yeah, no, I'm not like that. And he's like, oh, okay, so I guess we'll all be cool with you, Naruto. The 1-tail was not there for that.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, they had a whole other different thing for him where the Sand Village used to just have a Jinchuriki that they did not let out. And they caged him up. And they barely fucking fed him anything. And he was a cool Jinchuriki that like the 1-tail was like, man, I actually have respect for you. So then they were like, okay, yeah, you're not up to speed, but you're up to speed. Fuck it. Fucking you, boy. Anybody that doesn't know Grant McDonald, fucking look him up.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Sean's White Boy Whorehole.
Shout out to Sean's White Boy Whorehole. You're fucking, you boy.
Yeah.
We need to get, like, if we get really big, we need to get sponsored by Grant McDonald.
Yeah, we need to sign a music deal with him.
He could do the fucking music for our intro and shit like that. Yeah. It was just like, every episode opens up like, yeah, Shawn Mendes, you want to listen to this podcast? And fucking you.
Now that's the dream.
That's the dream. And Dream is legitimately texting you if you got his phone number. It is not an automated message.
Do you know how many children you just made cream their pants?
Oh my god. Probably not as many as Epstein did.
Yeah, true.
Did anybody get anywhere with that investigation? Like whether he was killed by somebody else?
As far as I know, the official thing is he still killed himself. Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that don't want that investigation to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that have a lot of power that don't want it to go anywhere.
One of the big things was like the Clintons, but when you look at Bill Clinton now, do you think he has the mental capacity to even do something like that?
Dude, the Clintons have been up to some whack-ass shit in their day.
Yeah.
Like, they fucking, they were like donated to, and they got donations from this like weird vegan cult that's started by a Vietnamese woman, and she's like called like Supreme Leader Ching Hai.
What?
And she runs a vegan cult that also owns a chain of vegan restaurants. And like during one of like Bill Clinton's like real estate lawsuits, she donated like $500,000 to Bill Clinton. And so like the Clintons are homies, I guess, technically with this vegan cult lady.
I know that with how much pussy he was slaying in his prime, that Bill Clinton is not a vegan. There's no fucking way.
They're not vegan. Fucking, there's no way Bill Clinton's a vegan.
Actually, maybe he's vegan now, and that's why he looks like a fucking corpse.
You probably can only eat baby food these days. So
they get Gerber and they mix in kale and shit with it. Oh my god, is it gonna happen? Is the pig gonna fall down?
now that you call attention to it, it's not gonna fall.
It's not gonna happen now. God damn it.
Is that when we end the episode, when it falls?
Yes, we're gonna go until this fucking dude falls down.
We're at an hour and 30.
Oh!
The pig fell.
The pig fell.
Do we just call it then?
Yeah, well, we have to now.
Alright, well, Sean, we'll see you soon, buddy.
Yeah, Sean will be here soon, and once he gets here, you guys are gonna have to listen to a third irritating voice.
Yeah, but you can't make fun of this one because he has autism.
Yes. So that will make you morally wrong.
Yes. Alright, well, alright. We're out of this bitch.
Yeah, fucking outie.